Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to do a cash unstuffing with you guys, and it is going to be messy and we are not going to be able to fulfill everything. So firstly, I do apologize if you can hear the air or the fan in the background. It is a really hot day, guys, so I am so sorry. I will try to see if in editing I can quiet the background noise a bit, but it is what it is. It is summertime. People be lifing out here. So I'm going to start with, oh God, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. So basically, I did not have my cash ready for like all of this things that were happening, and this really was not the main issue, honestly. But so I got paid on June 27th, and I just now cash stuffed before I filmed this. So I did not have cash ready to go really in some categories. Again, we'll get into it. So we'll start with some more easier stuff, which is really the Discover card. That's where things are a bit more easy. So Dunkin', we have $10. So I did a $10 reload. That's easy enough. Okay, and then Paramount Plus, I forgot that that's deducted from my credit card, but I did budget for it in the pay cycle. I was thinking that it was coming out of my checking for some reason and that it was a wash, but so I'll have to transfer the money. So that is satisfied. So I'll just write 1271. It's just a matter of moving the money over. And then we have Chick-fil-A. So that was fun, and McDonald's. So when I went on the camping trip, Joe and I were camping out, and I slept about an hour. Joe was having terrible heartburn, and it was pouring rain, and it was kind of miserable. Like, I was fine with staying, but he's like, "Why don't you just pack up and leave?" And I didn't want to be the person to be like, "No, I want to stay," because then he'd be mad or something. So I was like, "I'll do whatever you want to do." So we packed up, we left, and so I was able to make the McDonald's breakfast. So I technically had budgeted money away for that trip. It ended up not being enough, and I didn't really know where I stood with money, so that's fine. I'll pull what I have left over to cover that and just pull the rest from my fun money that I budgeted. So let's see here. So here is my friends and family binder, and I had a little bit of money left over in Living Life. That's where I was, like I said, budgeting the camping trip. So this will cover some of it. Sorry, I just bumped you guys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 794 plus 761 equals minus 5. So we really need 1055. From fun. So I'm going to just pull this out. I'm going to break change in my wallet here. Okay, so I'm going to put the 20 back into grocery. I broke up some money that I had in fun. Hopefully you guys can see this. So I'm just going to say 10 for now, and we'll go from there. If I need to pull another one, I will, just for ease. Oh, duh. So I will say that I covered 8 here, and then 5, 6, 7, and then 7 here, because that was $15. So this category is going to be a little short. I'm not going to fill that in yet in case I go back. So then Wawa gas. So I was headed down to my hometown area to hang out with my best friend, and I got gas in my car, so it was $27.99, and I budgeted $28. So we'll put that in the cash tray. So that's $28. All right, things get definitely sticky, so I'm going to skip around. ShopRite, I went grocery shopping, so that's an easy one. So that I just need 30. So I'm pulling that out of my grocery fund in my wallet. I don't feel like pulling the categories out each time, so I'm just going to do it that way. Sorry. So $30 to cover groceries, and it was $29.73, so that is good. Okay, let's just see where we stand here. Firstly, how much do we have left in fun? I feel like we're gonna run out. Yep, here we are. Okay, so we have only $30 in fun, and I have quite a bit of fun happening here. So, Chipotle, I mean, it was fine to an extent, but then things went awry. So when I hung out with Jess after our little hiking situation, we got Chipotle. Was highly upset with how minimal the portions were. Then afterwards, we got some Dairy Queen. Let's see here. That's a C. So that's 2067 right there. I don't know. $20.67. So let's just, so we stop. So $20.67, so we'll say it was 21, which means I need $9 back. So I'm just going to put this in here and take 9 back. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just because some of this I don't know what I want to do yet. So putting this back into fun for now. This is my change. But I will say that I put 14 in for that and 7 in for the DQ. So let's see here. So then Wawa. Okay. Joe wanted a meatball sub, which was all fine and good, and he was going to pay this back, but now I can't justify it because of what happened. So I went and I got his. Firstly, if you don't know already, or if you forget, I had eye surgery last July, and driving is now difficult for me when in a lot of different situations actually, but it is most difficult when it is pouring rain and it is dark, and then there was also fog. So when Jess and I checked the weather, it was supposed to be clear, and that was all fine and good, and I was like, cool, great, and we hung out, whatever, and then suddenly rain was in the forecast, and by the time the rain hit, it was like dark, and I thought I would be able to handle it. Like usually if I'm comfortable with the roads, I can kind of gut it out. So like I was kind of saying my worry, and she's like, oh, you want to just stay the night? And I was like, I should be fine. Because at the time I hadn't driven in it yet. Like she was driving us around when I got there. And I was like, I should be fine. Yeah, big mistake. I should have taken her up on it. And she was exhausted, so she passed out. And I'm like the person, a people pleaser. I don't want to like inconvenience people, whatever. Like I could have probably called her and woke her up and told, like I was kind of sending her messages like, oh shoot, like this is actually a lot more worse than I thought. And I probably should have just called her, but I didn't. But I was driving, and there was times where I literally was driving blind. Like I could not see the roads, couldn't see the lines, especially when there's headlights coming to me. So like that's a whole thing too of like headlights when it's dark and raining. It just my eyes are more sensitive and there's weird glares, and it's just difficult and scary. So I was white knuckling the drive. So I made the drive from, she lives in a town called Green Lane, and I was driving to Quakertown. So it was about a 15-minute drive to that area, because I was going to avoid the turnpike initially, and I was just going to drive the non-turnpike way back home. But yeah, I was like, I don't know, maybe I should go the safer route. And I was like going back and forth of what to do. So essentially, I never made it home. I got a hotel. In addition to the scariness of the drive and the rain and all that, my eyeball was killing me. I needed to get the contacts out of my eyes, and of course, I was ill prepared. I didn't have like my contact solution or anything like that. So basically, I go back into a Wawa again and I buy a toothbrush because I decided, like, you know what, there's a hotel literally, like, I'm looking at it right now from Wawa. I'll just buy a toothbrush. So that was kind of like an emergency purchase. I didn't have to buy a toothbrush, but I wanted to. And then the meatball parm, I'm just going to pay for that. I never ended up eating it either. I wasn't really hungry, and I don't know, I didn't really want it. I don't get that from Wawa. So that originally was planned for him to pay me back on that, but I paid for it because he didn't get his sandwich. Yeah, so it was kind of a bit messy. The hotel was insanely expensive, so it was technically after midnight when I checked in. So it was $220.89. They only had 2 rooms left. They were executive suites, like for business people. Really nice room, beautiful hotel, love the hotel. I was definitely expecting it to be $75 or so cheaper, but, and this is the thing that gets me. So it was technically the next day when I checked in. So you would think that I would have that full day and then some, but I guess because of based on check-in times, that's not how it works. So regardless, my checkout time was still 11 a.m., even though I was checking in after midnight. So that was annoying. But so basically, I thought about maybe I could take money out of my hair fund because I just stuffed that category. But I have an appointment set. I haven't had it done in months. That's big for me. So, and then I also have my emergency fund too. So I thought about, well, maybe this hotel charge I could pull from my emergency fund. And then the other idea was maybe a hybrid of it. Maybe I can budget it in my next paycheck because I just did this charge. It's not like I have to pay it immediately. So I might do a hybrid approach. So this $220.89 for the hotel was a stupid tax. Allison was ill prepared. I know now in the future I should probably have a go bag with me to be safe with like travel, contact stuff, whatever, change of clothes, that sort of thing. It is what it is, and this is my life now. Driving is just a bit more of a difficult task for me. It's not easy like it was once, being legally blind now. So, it's a setback. It's a bummer, but here we are. So, anyways, the 5:30. I'm gonna pull it from fun. I'm just gonna pull the rest of fun because on that trip, I did some card, some cash. I didn't have enough cash to even cover the snacks that I got for that camping trip. So I went a little over budget on that. So I have the $9 here. So $9 is going in. First, let's count this up. So 1033 plus 530 equals 1563 minus 9. So I owe $663 for these 2 items at the very least. So actually, I barely spent any of my grocery budget either. Maybe I'll just pull from grocery. Maybe I'll pull from grocery and then even cover the toothbrush plus $349. So 1012. Shoot, I don't. All right, I'm going to do some TV magic here and break some change. Hang on. Okay, so here's some TV magic. 5, 10, 15, 20. So put this back into the grocery budget and we'll pull out the $10. So that should cover all of that. All right. So we covered this. We'll just say $4. We'll say $10. I think, shoot, I didn't plan that very well. And then 5. So really, we're not addressing the 220.89. We'll have to figure that out, but let's kind of see where we stand with everything. I know this one was definitely a lot more complicated, but I hope this helps somebody. This is real life, and it can get a bit complicated, especially if you are not using all of your cash, and that's what helps you stay out of trouble because you can physically see what you have and what you have to spend. Granted, emergencies happen. So I'm going to ignore the Paramount charge here just because I don't physically have the cash here. That's a transfer. So I'm just going to count up everything I'm just going to count up everything and kind of get a ballpark of where we should be. Okay, so if I wrote the numbers properly, I should have around $123. So we'll see. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yay! So 123. Okay, so 123 is what we have. So I'm just going to write that here. And what is the balance? So let's count up this side just to kind of see. Okay, so there was some rounding situations there. So I counted up 123 without the hotel charge. It is 125.06. So I think I'm just going to grab 2 more ones in here. That way I can square away with that. So right here should be 125 now. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So great. So 125 cash. It's 6 cents. I can pull it from my buffer. So really it's $221 that I'm going to have to figure out in my next budget, which my next budget I think is July 11th. So I'm going to see if I can try to cash flow that fully or at least partially. I probably have time to where I can cash flow it maybe this pay set goal and the next possibly. I really don't want to do that. I just kind of want to cover it all. So we will see. I will see how that goes. But this is real life, guys. If I sound defeated, it's because I kind of am. Kind of sucks. You know, that's $220 that could have gone to debt, and now I have to cash flow it. But, you know, there's ebbs and flows in the whole journey, and you can expect that life isn't going to happen in between. But it's still hard to stomach when it does happen, you know? It's kind of a bummer, but I hope you learned something here, hopefully, but thank you so much for your support. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.